everybody, my name is Doc Blue, and I just stepped out of my DeLorean and I just got back from the future, and today we're talking about what does Bentonville 2040 look like? So let's talk about that. But before we begin, if you could like this video and also subscribe, that would make the world of difference. I try to produce as much content about the future of Northwest Arkansas as humanly possible, and that's why I'm back now, because I'm back from the future. So if you could like this video, that'd make the world of difference. So thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it. All right, so I do want to apologize for my appearance. Obviously, I've let myself go over the next quite a few years. So just bear with me as I muddle through this information. I'm not as articulate as that handsome gentleman that sits on this YouTube channel before, so please bear with me. I do appreciate that. Obviously, another caveat to this information is the fact that this is very sensitive information. I probably shouldn't be sharing this. This is the future of all of Northwest Arkansas. And honestly, at this point, these things need to be told. I needed to come back to the past from the future and share this information. And really, at this point, who's gonna stop me? The Libyans? Yeah, no, ain't gonna happen. And without further ado, let's talk about the first thing about Bentonville in 2040. And that is the fact that Bentonville, Arkansas is gonna be one of the most sought after places to live in all of America. So what year is this? 2022? Yeah, so you have a couple years to work on things, but the fact is that you think you've seen a lot of attention to Bentonville, Arkansas the last couple years. You ain't seen nothing yet. Bentonville, Arkansas is going to be one of the most sought after places to live because of all the different things that are happening that are even behind the scene things that I can't even talk about yet. And so I can't share too much for obvious reasons, but the fact is let's keep it, what, 2022? Yeah, so we can talk about the hiking trails, all the new college startups, all the new medical startups, all the different things that are happening, in Bentonville that we're aware of, the ledger, all different things that are happening with venture capitalists moving here. So Bentonville, Arkansas is just at the starting line when it comes to the next big race for Bentonville. And so it may seem like the last couple of years, if you've been here, last couple of years, is the fact that Bentonville, Arkansas has made a big name for itself, but really it's only at the starting line. And so the next probably 18 years, because I'm 24, yeah, do math, I can do math. The next 18 years is gonna be just amazing growth for Bentonville, and it's gonna get so much attention from so many different businesses and people around America that people are gonna be like, why am I not living in Bentonville, Arkansas? Why am I living in other different places that have terrible taxes, terrible places to live, frigid cold temperatures, no hiking trails, no biking trails, nothing like that. And so it's gonna draw so much attention to Bentonville for the next quite a few years. So we're just at the starting line. I'm already living it ahead, but you're at the starting line. Just wait for it. And the second really interesting thing that I can share about Bentonville, Arkansas that's gonna be happening next quite a few years, all the way up till 2040, is the fact that a lot of the population, you guys are gonna be using bikes. You guys are gonna be using scooters. You guys are gonna be using different methods of transportation around Bentonville that no other city has ever seen before. Because the way that Bentonville is being designed right now, it's a long game. There's gonna be so many different pathways that we can move across the city between grocery stores and places to hang out and different, all the restaurants and different fun things to do in Bentonville. It's all gonna be centrally resourced all across bike trails and path trails and different stuff like that. So according to my last stat when I left in 2040, that 25% of the population only uses bikes and scooters and different methods of transportation around Bentonville. So cars aren't as leveraged and used in Bentonville anymore, because once you live in downtown Bentonville, you don't really have a need to necessarily own a car because you live, work, and play right all around Bentonville and all around NWA. So it really showcases the fact that what you guys are starting now, it's really good, really cool. I'm really excited to see what you guys do. But I know what the future holds, and 25% of the population doesn't even own a car in Bentonville because of the fact that they just don't need to, because everything's centrally located right around Bentonville, Arkansas. Great, Scott, that reminds me. Phillip Shepard, who owns this channel, wanted me to let you know that he has a 3-day itinerary linked below. So maybe you're into sightseeing, maybe you're into adventure or sports or have kids. There's a 3-day itinerary linked below. And so if you are looking to move down here, definitely download the 3-day itinerary. He also wanted me to let you know that he's a real estate agent, so he can kind of show you around the whole area, kind of give you the $10 tour. You can look at some homes for sale or for rent and see how far your dollar will go in Northwest Arkansas compared to where you're coming from. And I probably shouldn't be sharing this third one, but hey, here we are. So the next phase, you guys are working on drones, I think, at the moment, and all the aviation stuff, autonomous vehicles. Yeah, we're way past that. So right now, currently Walmart's working on different chefs that will come to your house that are autonomous artificial intelligence that will come to your house and use Walmart product that are delivered by the drones. And then what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have, it's kind of in the works at the moment, but it's kind of a drone that kind of sits within your home, and it has it's a personalized chef. And so the idea is that, obviously one of the big things that Walmart's working on currently is healthcare. And you guys don't know that yet. But anyways, Walmart will be working on healthcare in the future with Alice Walton's holistic foundation and the college that has just grown exponentially and has drawn so much national attention. So a lot of the chefs, a lot of the people that are coming out of there that are doctors and nurses are making recipes and different health conscious decisions based on products at Walmart. And so Walmart's working on a personalized chef that'll come to your house as an artificial intelligence that actually like has all the data already obviously in the system because everything's connected in the future. And so what's going to happen is that it's going to know all the different macros and micros for different food sources. And they're going to be a chef that's actually going to be inside your home, obviously a robot, of course, that's going to be cooking for you, and it's going to know all the different things that are healthy for you to cook. And so obviously this is all connected system, and you guys will get there eventually. I know this, obviously. But the thing is that Walmart's, they got past the delivery drones, they got past those things, but now they're integrating all the drone systems into, different mechanisms that we can use inside of our household that we can make sure that we live healthier lives. And it really started a lot of ways because of the fact that once Alice Walton opened her new college in Bentonville, that just exploded so many different growth patterns when it came to the medical field. Because obviously, I think this has been public. Hold on. Yeah, it's public. So it's public now that Alice Walton, she is developing a college for holistic medicine and different self-care practices. And so that was just the starting phase of a lot of things. And so now Walmart is integrating a lot of those different doctors and nurses to then help people live better lives. And Walmart is a big core of that. So obviously you'll see that in the future, but yeah, you'll get there. So it's really cool. Oh, and also something really cool, this is kind of the fourth thing, is the fact that Canoo, that's the EV manufacturer located in Bentonville. They are on their, hold on, what day is it? Okay, so they haven't, yeah, okay. So we're on the 10th mission to the moon, I think at the moment. Yes, and they have just dropped the first fleet of moon, like basically vehicles on the moon, because obviously we're starting to, obviously build a kind of a halfway station for between here and Mars. And so Canoo won that contract with SpaceX to put a whole fleet of different vehicles on the moon, so that because obviously they developed the moon rover and different things like that for the first moon mission that went out with SpaceX in 2023, 2024. I can't remember the year exactly. 2044, Canoo went out to the moon with SpaceX. The whole thing happened. Well, it will happen. And then now we're at our 10th mission to the moon, and so Canoo is bringing their space fleet to the moon to have vehicles on there because obviously the sun's closer, you can pull a lot of more solar panels out there, and they're building a whole farm out there of solar panels to power the space station out there on the moon. And then Canoo won that contract with NASA and SpaceX to bring a whole fleet of vehicles out there. So it's really cool. I wasn't sure if you guys were aware of that, but you guys will be eventually. So it's pretty cool to be in a location in Bentonville, obviously that's developing. The headquarters is in Bentonville, Canoo's in Bentonville, and they are developing really awesome things with SpaceX and NASA, and it's a really fun thing. That's all I can say, but it's gonna be really cool. And last but certainly not least, Thaden Field, which is a privatized hangar for planes out in Bentonville. And one thing, so 2022. One thing that's really cool that's being held at Thaden currently in my time frame is the fact that we're starting to really emphasize air taxis. And so I think around 2022, so the Up Summit in 2022, you guys talked about air taxis in the future and electric actual air transportation. So that's all coming to the future. It's happening. And so currently what's happening in my time frame is the fact that we're using a lot of air taxis now to travel between all the different cities in NWA. And so Thaden Field is kind of like the forerunner for that, because it really holds the Up Summit. It's trying to be ahead of the curve when it comes to air transportation. So we have a lot of autonomous vehicles when it comes to, obviously, cars. That's already been done. That's old time news. But now we're working on air taxis with autonomous flight, so that we can move all around Northwest Arkansas a lot faster, a lot more efficient. And that kind of came from the birth of Walmart when they started doing their drone work with DroneUp. And so it's just been exponential growth from there. Once we've been having the Up Summits in Bentonville the last couple of years, there's just been an influx of money and different investment groups that have come to the area because they see obviously the growth pattern of Northwest Arkansas. And one of the big things that we focused on the next decade really, that you'll see is the fact that air transportation is going to be a big deal around here. Air taxis, electric air taxis, of course, and autonomous air taxis. So that's one thing you can look forward to, and that's another reason why Bentonville is by far one of the most sought out places to live in all of America. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. Appreciate you guys watching. Again, if you are thinking about moving down to Northwest Arkansas, which I highly recommend, can't say too much, but I highly recommend moving down here. But if you are looking to move down here, Phillip Shepard, who runs this channel, he wanted me to let you know that he has a 3-day itinerary link below. So maybe you're a sightseer, maybe you're a foodie, maybe you have kids, or maybe you're adventure or into sports. There's a 3-day itinerary link down below for you. He just wanted me to pass it on. Just passing it on. Also, when you do come down here, let him know, because he's also a real estate agent and he can show you some homes for sale or for rent, and he can kind of give you the $10 tour, so kind of take you around the whole area. So yeah, appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.